Hey everyone, I'm John, and this is Blind Whiskey Reviews. Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me on my very first whiskey review on this channel. Today we'll be reviewing Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This is batch C917. So this is whiskey's been getting a ton of hype lately, with the batch B517 being voted the Whiskey of the Year in Whiskey Advocate. So this will be a fun review. All right, we're about to get into our first review, and I just want to kind of explain how I've set this up and how I set up the blind review process so you guys know. Full disclosure. My wife poured the whiskey. She wrote down what the whiskey is. It's here in this envelope. Haven't looked. I don't know. I even went as far as to listen to music while she was pouring it so I wouldn't hear crack a screw top, pop a cork. I wanted no information on what this whiskey was coming into it. So that's kind of how I set it up. So let's get into our very first review. Starting with the nose. Actually, we'll start with the color. That'd probably be a good place to start. So the color looks to be a little bit darker, like a dark amber. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera there. So it's a nice color on the darker side. Let's get into the nose. Woo, big nose, high alcohol likely. Big brown sugar and caramel. I was nosing this before and there was a lot of alcohol coming off of it. Yeah, those big, maybe like a darker fruit. But yeah, it's hard to get past the caramel note. There's a big caramel and brown sugar kind of punch right in your face. You kind of got to watch sticking your nose in the glass. You're going to cook your nose hairs off. Wow, it smells great though. So let's get into the taste. Cheers. Yeah, getting a lot of that same brown sugar, caramel, a little dark fruit note, and as it goes over the mid palate, it's kind of switching to that oak character. It's woody, a little bit of nuttiness in there. Coating the tongue, very oily. It's delicious though. Pretty hot, a nice burn. Not harsh. It's pleasant. Definitely getting that Kentucky hug. And let's give it another taste. Definitely high proof. I'm guessing this is a barrel proof whiskey. Big flavors, coating the tongue, making my mouth water. This is delicious. Yeah, now let's go back to the nose again. Yeah, now that I've got some on the palate, I'm picking up like a little bit of vanilla to kind of mix in and blend in with that caramel and brown sugar note. Definitely still a lot of alcohol coming off of this. Fantastic whiskey though. Yeah, those notes are staying about the same. Really good stuff. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but big alcohol legs. I'm still getting a big burn from it. And then, you know those whiskeys where they just coat your mouth and your mouth's watering. It's delicious. This is really good stuff. So, I guess for the process, we're going to do a rating on these whiskeys, and kind of the general rating parameters are going to be probably what most people do. You know, in that 75 range is like a solid whiskey. That's probably, you know, okay for sipping, good for cocktails. Once we get up into the 80 range, those are really, you know, good whiskeys, good to drink neat. Probably make a really good cocktail, but you may not want to be using them for cocktails too often. Probably a little bit more of the better end whiskeys. Once we get into the 90s, we're talking the premium stuff. This stuff is fantastic. And once we get above 95, we're talking near perfect, no flaws, fantastic whiskey. I think my wife set me up good for my very first review. I'm going to have to give this whiskey, I'll give it one more taste before I give you a number. God, that's good. For my palate and what I like, That's a fantastic whiskey. So I'm going to give it, I feel bad with this as my first review and I'm going to give some super high score or something, but I mean, it's really good. I'm going to give it a 92. So I think this whiskey is fantastic. It's well balanced in terms of, it's got a lot of alcohol and a lot of flavor, but it's not overly intense. They're blended pretty well. The burn, you're not getting a lot of that harsh alcohol character, so I'm imagining this has got a little bit of age on it. You're getting a lot of that oak and those flavors you get with a little bit of time in the barrel. So it's really good. I'm sticking with a 92. So now let's go to, what is this whiskey? Oh, she really stuck it in there. So it's the Elijah Craig Small Batch. Now, my wife doesn't know anything about whiskey, and I'm guessing this is not the small batch. I'm guessing this is the barrel proof. So let me go grab the bottle, and we'll figure that one out. All right, everyone, we just finished the review, and it is, in fact, the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which you already knew because you saw the intro to the video. So, like I said, my wife doesn't know anything about whiskey, so I can't blame her. I appreciate her helping me out very much. This is, as I mentioned earlier, the batch C917 at 131.0 proof and 65.5% alcohol by volume. This whiskey obviously still has a 12-year-old age statement on it, so that's why we were getting so much of that oak and some of that vanilla character. The whiskey is fantastic, and like I said when I was doing the review, I almost felt bad giving it a high review for my very first review, but I mean, this thing deserves it. It's great. You know, had it not been my first review, I may have even bumped it up a point or two because it's really, really good stuff. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you coming by and watching this far into the video. Just a little background on me in terms of video creation. I've never done it. I've never made a video. I've never edited a video. So I hope you can cut me a little slack. And if you know better and know how to do things a little bit better, leave a comment, send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews@gmail.com. That's whiskey with an E. I'd love to hear your guys' constructive criticism and any kind of tips and tricks you have to help me out in getting this channel to where I want it to be and, you know, providing the best product for you guys. I'm really doing this to be a part of the community, so I want to make the best review videos I can. Anyway, so leave a comment down below, send me an email. You can get me on Instagram and on Twitter at blind_reviews. If you want to leave a comment there or follow me, please do. And please subscribe to the channel and let other people know about the channel. I really want to grow this thing and make this thing a fun thing for a lot of people to be involved in. So again, thank you so much for coming. Hope to see you in the next review. Cheers.